Episode 133. Go to the police? I killed my master. I killed my master. Slayer panicked. He never thought that he would kill Henry. Listen to me, Danny. Alex held the excited Slayer by the shoulder and looked into his eyes. He's dead. Don't be afraid. I'll make sure that you'll be fine. But he was my benefactor. I'm nothing without him. Every day he would bring me food. I killed him. Slayer felt conflicted. He never saw you as a human, only as a pet dog, so don't feel guilty. Have you already forgotten how badly he kicked you? If you didn't do things for him, he would beat you. Alex did his best to calm the little man. Now that Henry is dead, you'll be your own. You won't need to listen to anyone else's orders. Alex looked at Slayer and added, From now on, the nightmare is over. From today onward, you'll be better off. Do you believe me? I believe you because you're my friend, Slayer said as he calmed down a little. Good. Alex patted his shoulder. He finally felt less uneasy. The two of them looked at Corey and the rest of the group. They shivered. Corey, what's wrong? The help that Corey had called for had finally arrived. 7 or 8 tall men walked in. Get them! Corey pointed at Alex and his friends. The group of men rushed toward Alex. After witnessing the tragic scene that had taken place moments earlier, several other people took the opportunity to run toward the door, as they did not dare to stay in the restaurant any longer. Slayer, we fight with our friends, Alex roared, picked up a wine bottle and rushed forward. Alex, let me help you. Slayer would not let his friend get hurt, so he darted over to join him. Damn it, I'm gonna have a good fight today. Ben also stood up. Without waiting for Tanya to stop him, he also joined in. She looked anxiously at her brother, afraid that he would get hit again. How can I miss out on this? I'll help too. Since his friends were ready to engage in battle, Carl couldn't just stand there and watch. Even though he was injured and weak, he still had to fight alongside them. In the blink of an eye, Alex and his friends were fighting with the tall men. Tanya and Brittany watched anxiously from the sidelines. Slayer's martial arts skills were not just for show. When he used his skills, none of the tall men was his match. He alone was able to take on the whole group. You trying to leave now? Come here! Alex ran toward the door, blocking Corey's path and slamming it shut. This time, none of them could escape. Oh! Mother! Damn! Even though Slayer was also slightly injured, he still knocked down the whole group of thugs. The men piled up on the floor. Slayer stepped onto a dining table and then onto the stomach of one of the guys at the top of the pile. When he put his foot down hard, the men cried out in unison. Kneel! Alex yelled and sat on a chair. Ben and Carl also sat down. Yes, kneel. We'll kneel, Corey said. How could Corey at that moment even consider his status as the dignified son of a leader of the Flag Sect? If he didn't obey Alex, that day could be his last. What should we do with them? Alex looked at Ben and Carl, as they were the ones Corey had offended that day. What have you got to say for yourself, you powerful sect member? Now that they had restrained Corey, Ben and Carl became more energetic and taunted him. Carl also slapped the 2 hoodlums who had been flirting with Brittany and Tanya at the airport. You fought well. We should have... The beaten Corey could only say that Ben and his friends had fought well. Tanya, Brittany, how do you think we should deal with this scum? Ben looked at the girls and asked. Right. Why don't you 2 slap them a few times to vent your anger? Carl suggested. Forget it, they're already in quite a miserable state. Tanya and Brittany had soft hearts. No, that's too nice, Ben said. He had yet to release his anger out on Corey. Ben glared at Corey and his group and said, Slap your own faces. Now. Corey and his group of men did not dare to disobey. They were afraid that Ben's group would get angry and kill them. The two corpses on the other side of the room gave them chills. Corey slapped himself 3 or 4 times. His face was already swollen with large bruises on his forehead. Darren followed suit, and he did it harder than anyone else. "Who asked you to fight?" Darren's heart trembled when he heard Ben's voice. He looked at Ben in fear, and when he saw Ben and Carl stand up viciously, his heart almost flew out of his chest. "Ben, Carl, please spare me. I was wrong. I was really wrong. I shouldn't have said those things to you before. Please forgive me. We're classmates after all. I'm extremely grateful to you both," Darren said as he kept bowing in panic. "You damn well realize that we're classmates now, huh?" Ben and Carl became even more infuriated when they heard him describe them as classmates. The two of them kicked Darren at the same time, and he fell to the ground. Ben and Carl rushed toward Darren again. Ben hit him with his left hand, and Carl hit him with his right hand. They each slapped Darren 10 times. "Ben, Carl, I won't do that again. I'm not good enough to be your classmate. I've brought what happened today on myself," cried Darren. Ben let Darren slap himself in the mouth. The restaurant was filled with the sounds of slapping. Alex told them to stop and commanded them to leave. Scram! Corey, his lackeys, and of course Darren all ran out of the restaurant. Only then did Alex and his friends let out big sighs of relief. "Alex, what about you and Slayer?" Ben asked worriedly. They had completely forgotten that Alex and Slayer had each killed someone. "That's right, we shouldn't have let those guys leave. They might call the police," Carl said. "Let's get out of here before the cops show up. If you leave the country, you can probably still live," Brittany said to Alex. She didn't want anything to happen to him. If it hadn't been for Alex that day, one of their group might have died. "Don't be silly," he replied. Tanya looked at Alex with deep concern and said, "Listen to me, go to the police station and turn yourself in immediately. You have to get there before those people report it. If you hand yourself over, they'll reduce your sentence. Besides, they've beaten you up and it was self-defense. The punishment might even be lower." "That's all we can do now," Ben said. "Let's go," said Carl. "Prison is always better than death," Tanya added. Ben, Brittany, and Carl agreed with her. They were ready to take Alex and Slayer to the police station to hand themselves in. "There's no need to." Alex didn't move. He looked at them all and said, "Slayer and I don't need to go to the police station. We're fine. I know someone who will help me deal with this." "No need? Alex, don't be silly. If you don't go now, those people will definitely go to the police. Let's hurry up and leave. Otherwise, turning yourself in won't count for much of anything anymore," said one of his friends. Ben and his friends didn't believe Alex. After all, they had just killed 2 people. Even the head of the Heavenly Lion group, Donald Brennan, wouldn't be able to settle this issue. It was not like they didn't know Alex's situation. There's really no need for that. If I go to the police station now, I'll get into trouble instead. Alex pushed Ben and the rest away. He couldn't explain it clearly to them. "Wait a minute. I'll make a phone call." With that, Alex walked off to the side and called Sam. "Sam, listen to me. 2 people are dead at the Yellow Garden restaurant. One is a lackey of Corey Davis who is connected to the Flag sect. The other is Henry Moore, a rich guy in New York. Send someone right away to deal with them. I still have a few friends here. To ensure their safety, don't say anything else." Alex felt it was rather embarrassing to trouble Sam with the dead bodies, but he knew that dealing with bodies was just a small matter for him. "Sir, are you all right?" Sam asked with concern. After hearing Alex say that he was fine, he calmed down a little. "Yes, I'll send people to deal with it. Your friends will be okay." "Very good," Alex replied. "What happened to the mother and daughter? Did you take them to a safe place?" "I was just about to report on this to you." Sam's voice became heavier. "When our people arrived at the hotel, they were already gone." They're not there anymore? Where did they go? Alex felt worried. The hotel staff said that a few men took them away. We also checked the surveillance footage. Flag sect's people captured them. Right now I'm preparing to send someone over to get them back. Sam told him all the information he had learned. Just wait, I'll go personally this time. If Vivian and her daughter had fallen into the hands of the Flag sect, the situation was extremely dangerous. Alex didn't have the patience to wait. He wanted to personally go and bring the two of them back as quickly as possible. After saying that, Alex hung up the phone. When his friends overheard that he had been talking to a man named Sam about the Flag sect and a missing mother and daughter, they didn't understand and became worried. You guys stay here and don't go out. Someone will come by in a while and deal with this mess. They'll take you guys to a safe place, Alex said. He told them he was going to leave. Although his friends didn't believe that he would find anyone to deal with the mess, he didn't have time to explain it further to them. Alex sensed that someone was following him and saw that it was Slayer. If you need anything, I'll help you. Slayer didn't care about the dead bodies at all. Even if he were sentenced to death, he wouldn't have any regrets. He didn't want to make his friends sad. You stay here and protect them. They're my friends, and they're also your friends, Alex told him. Slayer nodded and walked back over to Ben's side. By then, Alex had already rushed out. He was afraid that if he waited too long, something bad would happen to Vivian and her daughter.